like, I don't know, that sounds like it's going to be a distraction for the players rather than helping them. And no, the players are seeing they're still seeing the regular field. They're still playing like they would normally play. It's the people watching that are getting the show of magnificence that is occurring, that are just spectacular lights and luminescence and just great. Like if you saw the game live in just normal reality, and then you compare it to what you see with this filter over it, then all of a sudden it just changes. It just amps up. It becomes 100 times better to watch. Still the same to play. Like I say, it's not going to be a distraction for the players because the cameras are out of the way. All the equipment and technology is out of the way. It's like, but how many editing teams will you need to edit this all live on the spot? How will you do that? And this is the thing. Initially, it seems like it would take thousands of editors working all in cohesion, and they're all working together frantically to make all these effects. But if they just sit down, you can design a filter that gets played over, that runs in conjunction with these giant, with the giant eye that these hundreds of cameras are. This eye that's capturing everything that's happening on the field. Then you can program a filter to play while that plays. So it's not going to take too much live editing once the system is designed. It's like, but why cameras? Hundreds of cameras. That sounds impractical. And I've thought about this for a long time, because I even thought about, like, what if you had pressure pads in the ball that detects how hard it's kicked and stuff like that. Maybe putting a microphone inside the ball so it's like a bit of sonar happening, and then that sends signals that can add animations to the ball. But the fact is, sound moves too slow for what we want. Light moves the quickest. So that's why I'm talking about cameras and lights bouncing and coming back, because that's the quickest thing in the universe at the moment so far that we know about. So yeah, there's many ideas I've had in relation to this. Maybe you need less cameras, maybe there's another way, but this is how I see it. I even thought about using the data boxes that the players wear, like the data boxes, but to generate a 3D or a 4-dimensional image of their body with that seems very difficult to do. I mean, but those are already tracking a lot of stats and a lot of movement and a lot of things, but it's not what I'm speaking about when capturing a live 4-dimensional feed of the field so that you can create it digitally to add the effects, if you can understand. So, yeah, what about the spectators? The spectators at the stadium, I was thinking maybe they could each receive a pair of glasses with their ticket, or something that allows them to see the filter. Because you see, the spectators at home watching it through the television or through a screen don't need glasses or whatever. It's all done on the screen. Like, it's fine. But for the people live at the match, they don't have that filter. So, like I say, you can maybe give free glasses away that allow them to see the edits and the edited version of the game, or you can make it an optional add-on that you can buy. Like, you buy a pair of glasses, and those, you have to look after those. If you don't want to buy it again, you'll look after them when you bring it to the next match. So like a pair of glasses that allows it, like Google Glass and those sorts of things, yeah. Maybe even like that, yes. But what does that do? Why give them the option of buying the glasses? It sounds so impractical. And I'm like, no. This is about giving people, the customer, options. So the people who prefer the old school, who like to stick to the old school viewing and whatever, they have the normal game. The normal game is still being recorded and whatever. All the other stuff is happening out of the way. So they can still watch the raw footage or the raw game if they really want to. It's about having those options. Even broadcasting companies can capitalize on double the advertising revenue because there's one channel that plays the edited game and then there's one channel that plays the normal raw game for the people who strictly like the old school. I'm just saying, where do I envision this going in the future? And that's it. This is like some Blue Lock stuff that Warren's talking about. Yeah, kind of. But I'm talking about in real life. And without so many pauses and hesitations and millions of thoughts going through a person's head before they take a shot. But I'm not just talking about football, European football. I'll use that as my example. But this can apply to baseball, it can apply to American football, it can apply to basketball even. It can apply to gymnastics, athletics. It can revolutionize the way audiences can see athletes perform. And that's what I'm going for. That's what we're going for. So if you ask me, how is the sports industry going to step up its game to match other forms of entertainment? That's one of the ways. What are some of the other ways? What other ideas do I have? Because we'll leave that in the past. It's there, it's recorded. I'm also making these as like a recording of it's like a journal as well, that I'm going through ideas in case I forget them or I just don't have time to get around to them when talking to somebody else. So there's also the matter of seating arrangements when playing or when going to a match. Now, I was thinking, what if we have virtual tickets? So what do you mean? Virtual tickets. For the people who like to wear the headset, the VR, let's bring VR back, it's going out of style, let's bring it back. That people can sit at home and watch a game like they are at the stadium. Was that something that could work? So VR tickets for virtual reality, you wear the headset or whatever, and you can watch live sporting events from inside the stadium and watch the game, like you there sitting in the front row. Sounds expensive, and I'm like, no, the tickets will be significantly cheaper than actually paying to go watch it at the venue. It'll be much cheaper. Why is that? Because suddenly the stadium capacity size has gone from 60 to 150,000 to maybe millions. The capacity of the stadium is now millions because many people can occupy the same chair and watch from this footage and it controls and it moves with their head and all of that stuff. So that could be another way. It's like, but these systems that I'm speaking about sound like they come with a lot of bugs and a lot of glitches, like anything, like any form of software that come out. But as the core, you start at the core foundations of the system and it keeps improving season to season, year to year, decade to decade. So yes, there will be bugs and glitches at first, but we deal with it and we work on how to fix them. But what made me think of all these ideas for sport, and it's because I love football. I love football. What some call soccer, I love football, and I love watching it. I love players. I love the whole spectacle and the whole artistry of it. It's just incredible. I used to play it myself, and that's why I love it. I love the game.